Hi again, everybody. I am going to talk to you about lesson 3 really quickly. For lesson 3, we're going to use algebra to find slope. Sometimes you won't have a graph. When you have a graph, it's really nice because all you have to do is count. You would count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'd count over 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd know your slope was 5 over 4. That can't be reduced any, so the 5 over 4, that's your slope. Remember I said a long time ago, no mixed numbers, improper fractions, never mixed numbers, because then you wouldn't have a rise over a run. We always want rise over run. It doesn't matter if this number is bigger than this number or not. It just matters if that's a simplified fraction, which it is. Okay, so sometimes we won't have that, but we will have the points. So if I have this point right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so it's -7, -1, and then another point. It doesn't matter what 2 points, you just need 2 points to do this. It doesn't matter what 2 points as long as they're on the line. I could take this point and this point. I'm just going to take this one right here. So this point right here is -1, 2, 3, +1, 2, 3, 4. -3, 4. Okay? So that's what I have. I need to get a different colored marker so I can make a difference here on you seeing what's going on. Okay, so these actually, once we're talking about working with slope formula, these 2 points, each one of these coordinates has a special name or a special purpose. This is the x and this is the x. Well, we need to know which one's which. So this we're going to call x1 and this we're going to call x2. Notice these are not up like exponents. They're down here. They're subscripts. They're down low. Okay, x1 and x2. And then we have, this is y, and this is also y. So guess what? This is y1 and this is y2. What if I had written this point first and this point second? It doesn't matter. This could be x1 and y1 and x2. It doesn't matter. None of that really matters. Just the first one you write down, those are going to be your 1s, and the second one you write down, those are going to be your 2s. Okay? So then we use this formula. This formula, if you remember back on lesson 2 from yesterday's homework, where it said to find slope, rise over run, or, and I told you to leave that blank. Well, the or is use the slope formula. Use the slope formula. Well, you don't know what slope formula is. So let's learn what the slope formula is. You have to know it. In fact, on your lesson 3 page, it's going to tell you slope formula. Memorize it. Know it. Never forget it. You need to know the slope formula. All right, so here it is. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? That's why you need to know who's y2, y1, x2, x1. Okay? So who's y2? In our case here, y2 is the 4. And y1 is the -1. So it's minus -1. Don't forget, if this is a negative, you're subtracting the -1. Okay? Then our x2 is -3. And our x1 is -7. Why is y on top and x on bottom? Remember, rise over run. Rise. This axis right here is the y-axis, so rise has to be on top. So y's have to be on top. This axis is the x-axis or the run axis, so that's got to be on bottom. Rise over run. Y's over x's. Okay? So then we just figure this out. Well, we add this together, right? We change that to plus positive and we get 5. And we would change that to plus positive. -3 plus 7 is going to be 4. There's our slope. Hey, remember this? That was our slope when we counted them. Okay? That's how you use the slope formula. You're going to watch a video today that helps explain that to you, and then you're going to get to practice doing that. Really quickly, I want to show you something about the slope formula. Sometimes they will say that the slope formula is this. This little triangle is called a delta in math, and it means change. So it's the change in y over the change in x. How much did y change? How do we find change or difference? How do we find difference? We subtract. So the change in y over the change in x. You might see it look like this. Those are the same thing. I will almost never use that, and I will almost always use this. Okay? But if you see this, I want you to kind of have a frame of reference for that. Okay, so today you are. Here's your work. On these ones, you can do counting because you have a graph. So you can find your slope doing that. This explains, right here, this is all explaining to you what I just explained to you up on the board. All right, then using the slope formula, you can find the slope for these and you can find the slope for these. Then it asks you, I hope you can get these on your, sometimes the format is different between my computer and what's happening on your Chromebooks. And so I know sometimes these are messing up, hopefully not. What is the domain in the points of 6? What is the range in the points of 7? Again, it explains things to you so you can see it again. Then you just need to find the slope. And then on these ones, you don't have to tell me what the slope is. You're just telling me what type of slope you have there. And that's it. Do it on a Google Doc, a separate Google Doc. And then you can, I don't care if you share it with me or if you, it's easier for me if you submit it through Schoology. But if you're having trouble with that, because I know some people are, and you just share it with me, that's fine too. That is due by 10 a.m. in the morning on, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Today's Tuesday. Oh, no, tonight's Tuesday because I'm doing this at night. You're going to see this Wednesday morning. So this is due 10 a.m. on Thursday morning. Keep up with your work. Please, 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 please. Oh my goodness, I don't have a fun fact yet. I will write that in your assignment when I get this all written up. I hope you guys are doing great. Miss you bunches. Bye. Happy day.